Hi, guys. Excuse me, excuse me. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm using a different live streaming app, and so we're testing it out. Let me know, you guys, if you like this flow better or if you don't. So, just so you guys are aware, you have to be subscribed in order to be able to comment on YouTube and on Facebook. So, if you would like to interact with me, please do subscribe or follow on Facebook and on YouTube. And let's go ahead and get started. So, I kind of just want to test really quick and see. Good morning, Erin. Hello, Maria. Hello, Alexandra. Hi, Yogi Oakley. um, Universal D. Too much, too much. So I'm really loving this. I'm really, really loving this. I'm loving, hi, Kitty Claw. I'm loving the ease of doing all this. Let's get started, guys. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I was told is, are you ready for their offer? So there's an offer that's being made. I don't know what the offer is, but we're going to find out, okay? Hopefully it's an offer that you guys will really, really enjoy. If you're looking for romance, hopefully it's a good offer, not a part-time, half-time, temporary time offer if you're into long-term. Hopefully it's also a really good employment offer. That would be amazing. I think most of us could benefit from that. Most of us. I don't know if you guys have noticed the cost of food is going bonkers. Whew. I'm like, why? We don't really eat out. We don't go anywhere. Where is all the fundage going to? And it's like, oh, wow. Groceries. I'm not going to not feed my kids. So I've been noticing, like, what we used to spend will get us a fraction of what we used to get for that price. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start a little project and begin recording myself and the things that I cook from scratch, because girlfriend, mama cannot be spending like $12-15 for a loaf of bread. I'm serious here. I can't just have any kind of bread. So my bread be like, my husband told me the other day, I was like, honey, could you go to the store? I have no more bread to make French toast. And he goes, do you really want that? He goes, your bread is expensive. I was like, oh, are you serious right now? It is, though. It is, because I can go through that loaf of bread in like half a day. So I'm hoping that everyone, whatever the offer is, it's something that's going to really enrich your life. You know, he still bought it for me, USD. He still bought it for me. He's like, you really? Do you need bread? And I hurt my feelings. I was just like, I will make my own damn bread. I found recipes. It's been a while since I've had to make things from scratch. And I found recipes, and I'm feeling like it would actually be healthier for us if we made things from scratch. So, you guys, if you're not already familiar with my website, Emmy Evolving, I have a whole bunch of different projects that I'm going to start putting on my website private page, because we're not trying to, I'm just saying, we're going to start doing that. So earmark, bookmark, whatever it is, my website. Let's get started, guys. Okay, autumn. There's something that's going to kind of bring its what? Sorry. Something is trying to bring its way back to you, back to you. Trying to push down all the salt. There's something this autumn. It's scheduled for this autumn, and we not that far from autumn. Um, it feels like pathways to receive are being cleared away. And these pathways that are being cleared will deliver to you the very things that this offer is tying into. I feel like it's a good offer. Why did my eyes start twitching when I said that? I feel like it's a good offer. And it is something that you should definitely consider, whatever this offer is. Okay. And you guys are probably like, oh my God, why did she start? I have a hair mask on and I don't want it to drip down my ears and neck while I'm live streaming. So, prosperity in reverse. I feel like there's a lot of fear that this offer is going to flop. It's this feeling of a lot of questions in regards to how you will handle it. I think you're going to handle it perfectly fine. You're going to fall. You're going to fall. Someone's extra clingy today. You're okay. She's like, someone's extra clingy today. We're having a clingy day today. Let me just reassure her. You're still the bad bitch in the house. You're the baddest bitch in the house. You're so pretty. And you're a good girl. You're the best girl. You're the only girl. You're the only baby. Okay? Okay. Go in the middle. Go in the middle. There. You can bury your head. That's okay. There you go. She's super sad today. She saw me touch someone else's dog. So she's super sad today. She's like, how could you? All right. So this fear of failing at whatever it is that might be offered, it might complicate things, but you know, I don't know. I feel like this is going to be something that's really, really good for you, for hopefully like your business, whatever plans you have. It could also be good for romance, but it depends on your level of comfort with allowing someone else in. I don't think you should allow people in just willy-nilly, but I also feel like you shouldn't put on someone else's shoulders the sin of another person. You know what I mean? Like if there are transgressions that still weigh heavily on you, um, those should only be applied to the person who performed the transgression. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to have this assumption that everyone's going to do that for you and you're just waiting for it. Sometimes when you have that mindset, um, it's because you're worried, you're scared, and you're trying to protect yourself. And I totally get that, but at the same time, I mean, you might be preventing yourself from receiving the connections and opportunities that are necessary for you. You know, that these are the things that you've been waiting for. Death in reverse. So this is going to be a slow process. It's probably going to be initiated very, very soon, like in the next maybe, I want to say 2 to 3 weeks. There's going to be an offer that's very seriously considered. And as that consideration of presenting you this offer continues to intensify, you're going to continue to see all these different shifts within your life. And as you see the shifts taking place, you'll begin to really get a good idea of what it is you want. Do you want what's being offered? Do you really, really want it? Or do you just want the concept of it? Because if you want just the concept of it, I mean, but then you don't want to take the risk, whether it's business or romance, then it's going to be something that you're not going to have come to fruition, like fully come to fruition. Do you want to go out? Are you done being clingy? Okay, go. So, I think a lot of what's happening is a testing of your boundaries, and where you're going to allow your boundaries to limit you. So what's a healthy way to address that? For me, I like to take it all the way to the boundary and go just slightly beyond it. I like to see what's slightly beyond the boundary. And if I don't feel safe with that, I retreat back into my boundaries. This girl. If you want to try that, that can be something that can help you. If you don't want to try that, I would at least go to the outermost limits of your boundary. You don't have to cross the boundary, but go right there to the edge and then just observe. If you allow your fear to continue to derail your progress, because this is part of your progression, this is part of you growing and expanding, right? If life has consistently disappointed you, people have consistently disappointed you, then clearly you're going to have this stance, you're going to have this hesitation, and it's 100% understandable. Okay, it's not you being toxic to yourself or being the reason why you're failing and whatever other negative things you can think of. No, it's part of your progression. You have to shed it slowly or quickly and feel overexposed and then become overly calloused in response to that overexposure. It's up to you, because that's the pattern that I've followed for much of my journey, is that I will force myself into a space of discomfort. And the moment I get too exposed in my space where I feel very vulnerable to the degree where now I'm going to overreact, then I overreact and I overly shield myself. I build even larger walls. I shut more people out. If it's bad enough, if I'm overexposed enough, if that level of vulnerability is triggered, then I'll completely shut down. Well, I mean, once upon a time, that's what I used to do. So now, like little bits, I challenge myself and I push myself. And there are times where you guys will see me like, I don't want to talk about something. I don't want you to see me experiencing these emotions and processing. And I get quiet and I tell myself to find my courage. Find your courage. You have the power to turn off the live stream if you really, really want to. But how has that served you and people who are witnessing this process? It doesn't. So then that gives me that little extra bit of courage to push forward, and even with a trembling voice, kind of just share this internal process that's occurring. And you can do this for yourself. You don't have to do this on a live stream. About 99% of the time when I live stream, I'm literally speaking to a little green dot on my laptop. People think that I'm looking at them. I'm looking at the green dot, because even looking at myself when I'm speaking in a live stream, it's so difficult. It's so difficult. And so that's the thing. It's just, it's not always as it seems. It's hard for me to even. People are like, Amanda, you're like so confident. Boo boo, I'm talking to a green dot. A little green light on my laptop. I can't even talk to myself at that depth. So you have to be very gentle with yourself as you go through your process of unfoldment, this process of allowing yourself to blossom. Would you get a beautiful flower if you went ahead and ripped that flower open? Because I mean, the world needs to see the flower, right? No. You'd have a wrecked flower, and then you would have to wait for another bud to begin growing. That's the same thing with you. You have to simply give the bud all the conditions that it needs, all the components. It needs the soil, it needs sunlight, it needs X amount of water, and every plant requires a different amount of sun and a different amount of water. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to treat a cactus in the same way that you would treat Venus flytraps. Venus flytraps come from bogs. They need to be in a terrarium. They need to have high humidity. They're basically just soggy water. And you can't just water them with tap water. It has to be distilled. Versus a cactus where let that be as dry as you want. It'll thrive. Leave it alone. That's how you get it to thrive. Minimal interaction, maximum sun. Are you a cactus? See, cactus, if you're a cactus person, you need full exposure to the truth and minimal interaction with other people as you process that truth, as you metabolize it, as you turn it into your own sustenance, right? Or are you like a house plant, an ornamental plant that's beautiful to look at, but very meticulously maintained? It needs to have X amount of hours of sunlight. It can't be direct sunlight. And then if you want to put it near a window, you got to make sure that window doesn't have any drafts or gets cold because, and then it could only have water every like 5 days and only like a half cup. And that's too much. So there's so many different types of flowers, so many types of plants. You have to recognize which one you are. You have to recognize which one you are, and you have to recognize you're actually still in the process of discovering exactly what it is you need. Have you taken the time to figure that out? Because an offer is about to be presented to you. And this offer is a beautiful opportunity for you to get to this space of elevation within yourself. What happens to you when you go ahead and get an award at work? It's like, yes, people are recognizing the work that I'm doing, the effort that I'm putting into it. What happens when you go to the gym all the time and then suddenly people are like, oh my God, you're in amazing shape. Yes, recognition, right? We have to shift it so that all this recognition comes from inside us rather than waiting for other people to recognize what's going on. So the past several months, I don't really know what happened. I think it's actually the past year at this point. My hormone levels went crazy. And then my cortisol levels shot all the way up and I gained maybe like 50 pounds. And my skin kind of went crazy. My hair started falling out, just all kind of crazy things. I know it's all hormone related. And I've sat wallowing on that for quite a few months. Like, oh my gosh, I have not been this unhealthy in double-digit number of years. Like this is like, I cannot believe I'm this unhealthy again. And so what did I do? Slow steps. I created a hair mask that helps to address excessive hair shedding. I've grown a lot of my hair back, a lot of it. I've grown a lot of my hairline back, and that's progress. And then I also began cutting out the foods that I can't have. Now, I'm not going to go jump into this very militant type of regime again, just like willy-nilly jump into it. And then what? I can't sustain it long term and I'm going to feel worse. So what am I doing? Slow things. allowing myself to feel like myself again, allowing myself to address any type of urgent needs that I have, allowing myself to recognize when my body is tired or when I feel inspired to go work out. And so I have that option. But if I don't go, that's okay. That's okay. I'll make it to the gym at some point. It's okay. I don't need to stress myself out more. And as I'm doing this, and there's just small things, small adjustments, I'm finding that my cortisol levels are lowering. There's changes to my face that I'm recognizing. There's a lot more youth coming back. I don't feel as I don't feel as unhealthy. I still feel unhealthy. I don't feel like I'm at my healthiest, but I feel like the old me is returning back. The vitality is returning back. And that's all that matters. It doesn't matter to me anymore if I can do it in 3 weeks or 6 weeks. Before I was very goal oriented. 6 weeks, I got this. I will go ahead and punish my body and I got this. And now it's like, but girl, what are you, what's your goal here? Why 6 weeks? Why 8 weeks? Do you have an event that you're like competing in? No? Okay. Slow it down. Be gentle with yourself. This is about long-term sustenance, long-term changes. So people can make these amazing offers, but unless you create the changes within yourself that can help you to sustain the offer, to sustain the circumstance, the beneficial circumstance that offer is presenting you, then the offer is pretty much useless in my eyes. It's a flash in the pan. So whatever offer is going to be made to you, you have to make sure you prepare in this moment. Before the offer is made, begin preparing. Just really begin preparing. I feel this shift within myself. Come on. Come on. You need hugs? Come on. Girl, come on. We're not just going to stare at each other while you look like you want to cry. Come on. At least put your paws up here. This girl's looking at me like, you want me to jump? Just breathe. Just breathe. So I feel this shift in me that's occurring, and the shift has a lot to do with the way my life is about to change. I don't know the way my life is about to change, but I know whatever that change is, it's going to be extremely beneficial. I'm going to have to earn it, work for it, but it's going to be extremely beneficial. And I'm going to do whatever I can to sustain that change long term, lifelong. Do you guys feel that inside you? It's this thing that's occurring. And that thing that's occurring has a lot to do with you being realigned for where you're supposed to be. You might have taken a detour over the past couple weeks, past couple months, past couple years, but it's time to get back on track. It's time to allow yourself to travel down to the places that will give you the best view. It's not always the mountaintop that has the best view. Sometimes you have to traverse the valleys in order to see how high you're going to rise. Are you ready for the ascent? She's just over it. Just stay like that, Joy. Stay like that, okay? So, something that will be initiated by autumn will come into full bloom by spring, next spring. But again, you have to put in all the work during this period. You have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're not just going to wind up in an even more fulfilling place by spring next year, unless you do everything that needs to be done through autumn and winter, right? I mean, time's going to pass no matter what. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, that's like 6 months. That's like 8 months if you include this time. It's not going to be easy. That's like 8 months of my life. Okay, let me tell you something. Joy, I'm going to put you down, girl. First, let's pull your diaper up a little more. You all right? You all right? Let me tell you something. That time is going to pass no matter what. And I promise you, 8 months from now, you're going to look back and be like, damn, I should have just did it. I should have just did it. I mean, the time passed no matter what. I should have just did it. And that's what's happened for me every single time. Every single time. Every single time. Early 2000s, I was like, okay, let me do medical school. And oh my gosh, it's like 13 years of my life. Those 13 years have passed. They've passed. I look at different programs that I want to enroll in. But see, the thing is, it's for my personal enrichment. I'm not looking to make a career change. It's for my personal enrichment. All of these different programs, I want to be a certified herbalist. I want to be certified in homeopathic work. I want to be a naturopathic doctor. I want to be traditional Chinese medicine. I want to be highest level of that. I want this and it's like, what you want is irrelevant if there is nothing you put into that want. You are the component that will either make or break that effort. Offers are coming. Offers are coming. So shadow and clearance. This is not about clearing away the shadow parts of you. You don't need to clear those away. You need to just understand and acknowledge that they are there. They are an intrinsic part of you. There's nothing about you have to be ashamed of. Stability in reverse. This visual comes to my mind, and it's like, you doing a headstand. People are like, oh, so you mean like I'm upside down on my head? Yes, but do you understand the level of stability you need to achieve in order to sustain a headstand? You have to work very, very hard. And it's that work that you're putting into that state of being upside down that's really going to be what strengthens you. If your life has gone upside down in the past couple of weeks, past couple of months, don't worry. Stop worrying about it so much. If it's really bothering you, do something about it. Worry is only part of what needs to happen. Your worry shows you what you need to address sooner rather than later. But instead of addressing it, for many of us, the offer comes through, we start to worry, and we stay there in that space of worry. You have to go beyond the worry. You have to go beyond the worry. You have to go beyond the fear. You have to go beyond. And then you can rest. There's no rule that tells you how far beyond you need to go. It could be half an inch. It could be a millimeter. But as long as you go beyond, you're stretching your limits, and that's how you grow. So passion, make sure that passion doesn't cause your power or sense of it to become upside down. It's the upside down sense of power that can lead to injury, right? I remember when I was like a teen, and then I was hanging out with the break dancers and whatnot. And it was funny because they were telling me that they think that I could do certain things. And I was like, okay, what do you think I could do? And they thought that I could do a handspin. I was like, I can't do a handspin. That's too hard. Like, I'm not strong enough for that. And then they showed me the technique, and I figured out how to balance. And then I figured out I actually could do a handspin. All I have to do is lock everything in place and spin with my free hand. And I was able to do it. But here's the thing, it got to my head, and I was a teen. So I was doing that on a rag on a hard surface. So yeah, you can spin. But then I tried to do that at home on the carpet. You best believe my hand didn't move. I'm so shocked that I didn't snap my radius and ulna. I could feel it right in here. And I'm so shocked. The power that I realized I had got to my head. And I almost broke my whole effing arm because my hand didn't move. My hand didn't move and I swung right back like, oh, no, no. And after that, I didn't try it again because it's like, maybe I should not do that on my own. Maybe I should not do that on my own. If you allow yourself to be realistic about what you can accomplish and do it in a way where you are aware of the mechanics you're putting into what you're accomplishing, this offer can be the greatest offer you will ever receive in your life, from romance to business to career to soul purpose to investments to anything you put your mind to. Like literally anything you put your mind to, this can be the best offer in your life. And for some of you who are here for that romance portion, it's going to lead to a union. It's going to lead to you being in the type of romantic union that you have been looking for. It might not be the person that you think. It really might not. It really might not. It's your preconceived notions of how this amazing union and love is going to be prepackaged that is going to really mess you up. It's going to mess you up. If you allow yourself to be open to how that greatest love you will ever experience is packaged, just be open to it. Don't have this already pre-decided thing like, okay, let me be real here. Okay. A lot of women, I can only speak about women because as a woman, that's all I know of being a woman. A lot of women have this ideal mate pictured in their head. He's going to have washboard abs. He's going to be like 6 foot tall. And he's going to have a specific eye color, specific hair color, specific aesthetics, specific blah, 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 blah. And that's, I'm not going to settle. Like, so unless they are genetically already programmed to be lean, the type of body, first off, that you're looking for requires for that man to pretty much live at the gym. So first and foremost, you're not going to be the priority. You want him to have that body, but you want to be the priority. It's not going to happen. You want him to be shredded like that, 3% body fat. You're not going to be eating out. If you eat out, he's going to have his Tupperware. I'm not joking. Right? He's going to have his Tupperware. And a large portion of the people who are able to sustain such a very low body fat percentage, they're also very hypercritical of your level of body fat. Unless you're willing to put that effort into your body, I mean, let's be realistic here. Be ready to feel as though you're not enough. Now, I'm not saying all men who work out are like that. I'm saying it's very common. Okay. It's very, very common. So I'm not saying look for the polar opposite of that. I'm saying know what you're getting yourself into. You want him to be extra thick? Okay. So, do you know what it takes to get that thick? Because, I mean, unless they have a very laborious type of job, and unless they're naturally predisposed to have that physique, they're probably either going to need to supplement, you know what I'm saying? Or they're going to have to live at the gym all the time. They're going to have to live there. It's going to have to be their life. That's really hard to achieve that. So, I mean, do you want a trophy or do you want a partner? I think dad bods are hot. I do. I do. Yes, I think dad bods are hot, not because of what you guys think. I think dad bods are hot because of the fact that that's not their priority. Aesthetics is not their priority. What's their priority is the people in their lives. Their priority is everyone being happy and healthy and amazingly um, treated. I don't go by the abs. I never have. I never have. Um, can you carry me if I can't walk? Can you build things for me? Do you have brute strength, but I see you with a child and you are the most gentle? To me, that's like, ooh. Ooh, yes, I like that. I like that. I like healthiness, not just a healthy body, but also a healthy mind. I look for the things that I know can be sustained long term. As you age, your body's going to change. You're not going to be tight and supple at the same time forever. So I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in what you're building within yourself. Are we compatible? Because if we're not, it doesn't matter how good you look. If you're ugly on the inside, you're ugly to me. If all you care about is aesthetics, that's ugly to me. If you have nothing to contribute to an intellectual conversation, that's ugly to me. It's ugly to me. If you always need to be right, if you always need to be the center of attention, if you always need this, you always need that, you're needy. And that's ugly to me. Why is that ugly to me? Because I'm independent. And I need someone who's at least my equal, if not more than me. Yeah. It's okay for you to be more than me. I actually celebrate that. You smarter? Perfect. I can learn from you. You're stronger? Perfect. I have something to work towards so I can keep up with you. We have to begin seeing these offers that are coming in. This is you setting up the rest of your life for the types of experiences you'll have. Don't disappoint yourself. You have an entire world of people who are more than willing to disappoint you. Don't disappoint yourself. Really look for the things with substance. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't like, well, I'll just take anybody, you know. Like, no, I have to have some attraction towards you, but I don't have this preconceived notion of what you're going to look like, how tall you're going to be. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. The self gathering your power, but it was in reverse. So it's this sense of your power is being allowed to be diminished. And you might be like, oh my gosh, no, listen, hear me out. So sometimes your sense of self and your sense of personal power is allowed to be diminished, is allowed to be depleted, because guess what? You're going to be refilled with something new, a new sense of self, and you can't have those things commingle. You can't. You have to completely empty it out first. And then you can be refilled by the new thing, by the thing that's more appropriate. Like if you're going to change the oil in your vehicle because now it's like it's time. If you don't choose the right oil, it can become too viscous, which will create engine problems and you're going to break the whole damn thing, right? I remember one time the oil was low. We didn't realize it because we were driving when my husband checked it. We didn't let it have time to to completely settle back down. And so he checked the oil while we were at a gas station and he goes, no, it's still good. And I was like, oh no, I don't think it's good. Something's off. And I was driving the car and it's manual and we're going up a mountain and I'm driving the car following him and the engine blew out. Seized up. It blew out. You don't want that for yourself. So in emergencies, yes, you can top up the oil, but that's not the same as changing the oil. That's just to get you to your next safe stop. When it comes to your journey, topping up the oil will simply be a band-aid to get you to your next safe stop, not your end destination. And when the oil becomes too viscous, it's not doing its job, it's not lubricating. Those pistons, they have to run smoothly. If it gets too thick, that's extreme heat. It gets thick. It becomes like sludge. And then you seize up and your engine is done. You're not just going to add oil after that, like bolts and whatnot shot out the back of the car. And I'm very lucky that the big rig that was right beside us on the right lane, I was in the middle lane, and there was a big rig on the left side. I'm just heavily protected, but suddenly that big rig was gone. I don't know where it went. You climbing up a mountain in stick shift, you're going to roll back down. And I was able to coast onto the shoulder. That's okay. I didn't slam on the brakes. See, when you go through something in your journey and you slam on the brakes, you're dead in the water. If I did that, oh my God, in the center lane going up a mountain with big rigs all around me, oh my God, I probably would not have survived that. At no point did I step on the brakes at all. At no point did I start swerving everywhere. We're already going 60, 70 miles an hour. It's going to take time for that to decelerate. Put on the hazards, make sure the lane is clear, and start drifting. You're going to roll for a while. Start drifting. And that's the thing. Like when you run out of energy, you're like, oh my God, I'm just drifting. I should just stop. No, keep drifting till you get to a safe spot. Keep drifting until the day is done and you can cry about it when you get home. Keep drifting through. Don't just stop. That's how you mess yourself up. That's how you mess yourself up. So many of us have this knee-jerk reaction to our fear and we slam on the brakes. You hit black ice, you don't slam on the brakes. You take your foot off the gas and you restabilize your vehicle. You slam on the brake, you're going to spin out. You're going to crash. You're going to crash. You start to spin out, turn in the direction of the spin. It will straighten you out. When you turn in the direction of the spin and you spin slower, loosen your grip on the steering wheel. The wheel will go ahead and bring itself back to neutral. Don't step on the accelerator. Don't step on the brake. Allow the natural mechanics of that to correct you. I'm telling y'all, I know how to drift. I'm just saying, you give me a handbrake, we gonna fuck shit up. I'm not allowed to. Don't have me drive because I'm telling you. People are scared when I drive. I don't know why. Why? I have full control of the vehicle. I have full control of the vehicle. I remember I was driving the last time years ago that I went to the bar with all of my girlfriends. We took my minivan and everyone was talking. And after a while, I noticed everyone was quiet. And I was like, are you guys okay? And then the one in the front, she's like holding her seatbelt like this. She goes, I think we're just all kind of scared because you're driving really scary. I'm like, why are you scared? And she says, you're getting really close to the lines. I'm like, oh, but I don't go over it. You don't hear it. What? They need to stay in their lane too. I'm in my lane. They're in their lane. Where's the danger? She goes, no, it's okay. It's okay. I think we're all just kind of scared. I'm a very safe driver. I'm just saying, people think I drive crazy. Hello, telepathy. I know when the other driver is going to go into my lane. I will avoid you. It's all good. Card number 20, returning, going with the flow. It's in reverse. So you're being asked to not return back to the old cycles. See, my husband's laughing. He knows this. Why do you always drive? Because he always drives. Why do you always drive? When we drive long distances and you want to sleep, why do you start driving again after like 20, 30 minutes? Because if you're going to keep asking me if I'm okay because you're afraid of how I drive while your eyes are closed, you're just going to need to stay awake and drive. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anywho, card number 6, bliss, cherishing the day. Okay. So that's a very interesting. I get this sense of there's someone that is larger, that is stronger, and then there's another one that's, I guess you could say, weaker, smaller. And the bigger one, the more able one, is going to help the two of you to break through the surface. It's going to cause you to be able to experience an environment that's exhilarating, an environment that maybe you don't normally exist in. They're going to help you to see so many different new things. So it could be work based or it could be romance. They're going to show you an entirely new world. Grief, accepting loss, card number 17, but it's in reverse. So this is telling me it's not something that you're going to lose. It's not something that you have to just blindly accept. It's something that's going to be offered to you. And this offer is going to carry with it the right to sovereign decision making. This offer involves sovereign free will. So you're not going to be forced into this. This is something you're going to choose. And that's a nice thing, okay? The last thing you want or need, I'm sure, is to have someone force something upon you. There's nothing that's going to be forced on you. There's nothing you're going to have your arm twisted into you saying yes to. This is all your decision. Resilience, finding your limits. And then space. Okay. So you're very resilient. You know what your limits are. Space in reverse. This is telling me you don't want space anymore. You want this to come to you. If this is a person, if this is a situation, an opportunity, whatever it is, you're wanting this, you're welcoming this, you're ready for it. For those who are resonating with this reading, like you're ready. You're probably scared. Because it's something that carries the potential for tremendous disappointment. But I don't think you're going to allow this to be something that fails. I feel like this is something you're going to ensure succeeds. This is so different than everything you've ever encountered, whether it's a relationship or a work opportunity. This is so, so, so different than any other offer you've ever had. Just really allow your heart to feel that right now. This is so different than any of your previous offers for love, for work, for living situation, for financial, for like all of that, all the way across the board. Miracle, making a difference in reverse. So this is kind of telling me like it's still going to be something that's miraculous for those who allow it to be, right? But it's not going to be a miracle for other people. It's going to be a miracle for you, a miraculous situation for you and you alone. You are riding that dragon of luck. You are the only rider it will allow on itself. This is not for anyone else. It is strictly for you. And if you're going to have the mindset, be honest with yourself, okay? If you're going to have the mindset of, all right, we'll see how it works. I don't think it's going to work. We'll see. I'm open to it, but I don't think it's going to work. You're blocking it yourself. most of what you experience disappointment in, you've blocked yourself. And maybe you don't know that, but maybe you do and you don't want to admit it. I don't know. I don't know. I just know that most of what you experience that disappoints you was blocked by you. Yeah. So, for example, someone might be like, how could you say that? I didn't block anything. I really tried in that relationship. I really put my all in it. How could you say it's my fault that I blocked something? Okay, but was that the only person you were dating in the beginning? There was someone else, huh? There was someone else. There was another person that you were very interested in, but this second person that you ended up with was the person that was easier for you in that moment. It was scary for you to put effort into that other person. And so you ended up with a person that was easier to deal with. But you didn't see it like that. Like, oh, we're more compatible. I needed to see this out and whatever else you told yourself. And so you blocked the other experience, that experience that we don't know how it would have ended out. We don't know. We don't know. But you blocked it. And this is not about blame. This is about recognizing how powerful you are. Because when you can recognize and really accept for yourself that you are the root causation of the goodness and the struggle, you can begin actively choosing the goodness over every struggle that life presents you. We choose the struggle when we choose not to agree with our higher self and the original plan our higher self presented us with. That's where you get the struggle, right? So, what comes to mind? Say you're going for a run and you thought you could do it. It's a little too far. You didn't realize how much that grade going up a small hill would affect you. And then right before the hill starts to get really intense, someone sees you and they're like, hey, you want to hop in the car? And you're like, no, I got this. I got this. Your soul's already giving you the opportunity to avoid the struggle you're about to go through. But you got this, right? That's what you said. So now you have to run up that hill and you make it up that hill and you're exhausted and you're irritated that you should have just took the car ride. But guess what? You still got up that hill. You still did it and you increased your stamina and your strength. Yes, that's going to be one heck of a recovery period for you, but you did it. So I don't see life as positives and negatives in the way humans define positive and negative as good and bad. I see life as either choosing the path of struggle or choosing the path of ease. I happen to be one of those people who, for some dang reason, I always choose the path of struggle. That's okay. That's why I'm so strong. It's okay. It's not punishment to me. That's why I'm so strong. I choose to learn it in a way that's much more nuanced and much more immersed in the actual experience rather than just observing the experience pass by. That adds to my growth. And it's only in hindsight that I see there were other options that I was not aware was being presented to me in that moment. Right? So that's how you have to begin seeing your life. And I promise you, whatever frustrations, whatever rage you're feeling about your life disappointing you and people disappointing you consistently, that's going to very much disappear. That's going to disappear. And you're going to be left with this internal stillness and this peace, knowing you can handle whatever life throws your way. But it's nice to have people around to assist you, to encourage you, to hold your hand and maybe carry you for a little bit if you can't walk, right? That's amazing. It's amazing. If you can get to that space in your life, you've gotten to a very far space. Card number 19, independence, carving your own path. See what I'm saying? carving your own path. You got to be a carver and have carving tools to carve your own path. The tools you'll use to carve are your previous experiences with life. You were born to be a carver. Carve your own path. Make it beautiful, make it intricate, make it whatever you want. Make it be a simple straight line from point A to point B. It's up to you. Just know whatever you carve, it stays there forever. I used to think I was carving a chaotic mess. No. I look at my life from a bird's point of view, that bird eyes point of view, and I see I created an elaborate design. And this design, although I thought I was just going in circles, it's actually this beautiful filigree type design that brings me to the point of center. Every pathway will always lead me back to me. And isn't that what life is about? Coming back home to yourself and being so at home in that space called home that you feel settled enough to have visitors come and join you. And these are the people who will fill your home with laughter and love and experiences. But if you lock all the doors, how will they ever get in? If you put that camouflage over your home, how will they know that there's a home there to visit? The offer means nothing without your agreement and participation. It means nothing. And for those who consistently make offers for other people, what I've learned, even just in the past, I'd say maybe 6 months, you can offer the world to people, but if they're accustomed and comfortable with living in smallness, your offer will not only be not appreciated, you'll be accused of being a horrible person. So no longer do I make offers and continue to insist on the offer when people who are destined for smallness vilify me for my greatness. You are free to be who you are. And if you choose to be small, then please stay there because you're in my way. And I'm not one to trample people. But I am one to tell you to move. Get out the way. It's not being a bad person. That's learning to vocalize your needs. See, if you're not willing to trample on someone to get past them and they stay in your way, what happens when you don't say anything? They think it's okay and they trap you in that same space of smallness that they are so comfortable and hell-bent to stay in. And that's what I've learned. That's what I've learned. People will try and shame you for being able, being willing to put the work into achieving things in your life. They're not shaming you. It's called projection. They are projecting onto you their own insecurities and hatred of self for not being willing or able to achieve what they are witnessing you do. Yes. So I'm fully aware that there is a new set of efforts to try and be hurtful, harmful, and malignant towards me. That I didn't know. Yeah, no, I'm fully aware. And you know when this started? For the most jealous people of all, who were just totally bent out of shape at the fact that my business is still thriving. They saw me add another layer to that thriving and success. They saw me be supported by my community in establishing a free church, a church not bound by federal stuff. And that infuriated them. And so they began another campaign. That's okay. I willingly take your energy and I use it for my own rise. Keep sending your malignant intent. Keep performing magical practices. I have the type of coding that can harvest that. And see, I'm not going to use it to attack you. That's inefficient and a waste of that gift of energy. I'm going to put it in my thrusters and rise even higher. Thank you for your contribution to my rise. People cannot outdo or undo the will of soul. They can't. And for that group, I want you to know I started a third business recently. And I'm going to continue to increase the number of businesses that I have. Yeah. You are looking at the proud owner and founder of the Quantum Divergent Foundation. Thank you for your contribution to that. Every time someone hopes and prays for my failure, that ensures another layer of success. And the same applies for you guys. You can either believe them or you can give them their behaviors, their intentions, the full gravity that it deserves. And what gravity is that? Like, oh, people are trying to destroy me. No. People are contributing to my rise. Keep speaking about me to people who don't know me. And when they come and witness me, they will stay because I am the truth. And I am one of many ways to reach yourself once again. So please continue your behaviors, speaking about me so malignantly. It's a beautiful thing. I'm so proud of myself, you guys. I did not think that this academy thing would be anything long-term. I've been the founder of an academy since 2017. And it's taken me till 2022 to believe it, despite the fact that I've taught thousands of people at this point. Woo. What's the foundation? The foundation is something that's going to revolutionize the educational system. It's a foundation that will serve as the foundation for neurodivergence worldwide. And all the knowledge I have locked away in my brain, it's almost time for all of that to be shared, to be disseminated through humanity. It's a beautiful, beautiful period. It's a beautiful thing. Very, very beautiful thing. It's official. I was quietly working on it. Michael had told me for a year or two that it's time, it's time, it's time. And I didn't want to until I wanted to. When I say it's time to change your relationship with money, it's time to change your relationship with your abundance, it truly is. It truly, truly is. This is not the only business I'm stopping at. I have another one that's being born right now. I can't say what it is because I haven't fully taken the time to assess what it is and what it will do for humanity. Once I figure that out, it's going to be amazing. It's just going to be amazing. It's going to be this thing that will bring you even deeper into yourself, back home to yourself, back home in your center, in the middle of your internal sanctuary. Like, oof, oof. When I allowed my fear of connecting with others, my fear of trusting other people with myself, my future, my peace, when I got over that fear, you know what happened? The proper people came into my life, while the improper, misaligned people were removed from it. Not by my choice either. It's just kind of how it played out. And because I didn't do the same cycles, remember, this card right here, hold on, let me find it. Where is it? It's there, hold on. This card right here. Returning, going with the flow. Because I didn't return to those previous states and just went with the flow of me feeling betrayed and shutting down, what happened? I chose something different. And what did I choose? To allow in the two women who will actually rise with me. Yeah. Instead of being fearful and shutting down and assuming, oh, they'll do it to me too. No, they won't. Because I won't repeat the same damn thing I did before. I won't repeat the excessive overgiving, the excessive apologies, the excessive. I will choose to see them as equals and have difficult conversations that are difficult for me. Like the things that I normally wouldn't say, I would say like, hey, ladies, this is hard for me to say. I'm not saying anything bad, but it's hard for me to even say this. But okay, let me blab it really quick. And okay, I'm ready for you to be mad. And they're not. And it's a beautiful thing. I know every connection that I built from this point on is going to be different. Why? Because I'm different now. I'm different now. And I tell you, every time someone gives me to push against, I push. So it's no coincidence that someone who was once close to me to some degree decided to turn around and shame me for being intelligent, shame me for being neurodivergent and quantum in my learning. No one can learn the way you do. I mean, not everyone learns like you. Okay. You're right. You're right. So let me start a foundation to make sure those who learn like me can continue to learn as deeply as I do for always. My intelligence irks you? That's not my problem. What is my problem is what I will do with what you're giving me. And what are you giving me? Fuel for another rise. What does that mean? Well, you stacked up the fuel, hoping to burn me down. But instead, I used it to lift me up. Honey, you can't incinerate a phoenix. Every time you come with the torches, it just reignites her power. A true phoenix is not afraid of the destruction that will happen in the process of her rising. I'm not afraid. Once upon a time I was, but not anymore. And sometimes when people bring you this offer, it will be through malignant intentions. It will be through their very ugly, ugly behaviors directed at you. You know, that's okay. That's okay. See the offer for what it is, an invitation to rise. See it for what it is. Something to challenge you, to direct you. Oh, you don't think I'm going to be that? Okay. You sit right here, okay? Sit right here and watch me as I do it. You don't have to clap. No, it's okay. The reward is in your face, seeing your face as you watch me do it. Thank you for that. Thank you for all the validation, silent as it may be, all the validation that you give me. You see, people don't waste their time attacking someone who they don't believe will actually be able to do what they're incapable of doing. They do that to the people who they believe can actually do it. So when people criticize you and attack you and do all of these things, it's usually because they believe in you more than you believe in yourself. There has been absolutely no reason to attack a person like me. Not only do I not go out of my way to be hurtful and harmful, I go out of my way to not be. Not only do I do that, I never retaliate either. And people might say that's weakness. No, it's intelligence. I don't waste my time, energy, and effort on things that are not worthy of me. And it's okay for you to have that understanding that some people, some things are not worthy of you, because not everything is. When you allow yourself to get caught up in that space of trying to accommodate everyone's insecurities, you deplete all the energy that you would have used for you to rise. And why do I have no problem with encouraging you to rise? Because I believe wholeheartedly your heart is a reflection of mine. And when I rise, you rise. When you rise, we all rise. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. I don't exist in a space of competition or comparison. The only thing I could ever compare to is my older self, just so I get a better understanding of exactly how much I've accomplished in the short time I accomplished it. Tell me that's not powerful. No one can shake you from center when that's how you exist. And you get to choose how you exist. Exist in a powerful space. Exist in a way that takes you exactly where you need to be within yourself, within your journey. Be still and have integrity. Be still and have integrity. As you go through this process, you will have people who will be brought to you to try and test where you're at with your integrity. General rule of thumb. If you will be afraid if someone finds out, do not do it. If you will be embarrassed if people know you said something or did something, do not do it. Don't do it. That's a sign right there. Don't do it. Don't allow it. Don't allow yourself to fail yourself in that way. Not because you can't overcome that sense of failure, but because why do you need to experience that if you already know what it is? Have patience with your journey. Having patience will help to balance your efforts as you walk your truth. The more you walk your truth, the more people will sometimes find a reason to not just not celebrate you, but also try and degrade your celebration. Don't pay attention to them. As Chris Brown once said, how are you going to hate from the outside of the club when you can't even get in? Yellow model chick, yellow bottle sippin', yellow Lamborghini, yellow top missing. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Be the free spirit that you are. Understand that sometimes the lessons your soul will bring you will be upside down. It won't seem like a lesson. It'll seem like a challenge. It'll seem like a hardship. It'll seem unnecessary. I promise you, this applies to every single human being out there, including myself. We don't have the capacity to process the gravity of what our soul has planned for us. We don't know enough. And as much as you think you know, I promise you, if you don't know what you don't know, then you don't know how much you know. That's the reality of it. And the more I know, the more I learn, the more I realize how little I actually know. Because my expansion of my awareness of the things that are still intangible, but I can feel it. I don't know what it is, what I don't know, but I know there's something out there that I need to learn. Oh my gosh. This is why I love people who are smarter than me. I don't get intimidated. I'm like, I'm going to lick your brain. I'm going to lick your brain and taste the information. I'm joking. I really love when people are smarter than me because I learn a lot from others. I do. I love it. I love intelligence. I'm not intimidated by it. I don't feel competitive towards it. I feel inspired. I love it. Truly. I'm not talking about people who try and act smarter, people who try and present information to elevate themselves within their space of ego. I'm talking about people who actually are smarter. There was this one person that I used to chat with here and there, and I would chat with them because their vernacular was highly robust. And so we would hold these symposiums and we'd be able to use vernacular that's organic for both of us. And oftentimes, this manner of speaking, it's something that would turn other people off. And so I would chat with them about all sorts of different things. They were toxic AF. They were toxic AF, but um the level of intelligence, the camaraderie in that intelligence kept me coming back around for some time, for quite some time. And then eventually the toxicity was just like, no, I'm kind of good now. I'm kind of good. Because, the people who you interact with the most, they say like the 5 or 7 people, they have a tendency to be the people you become. So I'm very selective of who I allow myself to be around. I don't like to be around people who are unnecessarily competitive, who are into the compete compare program, who attack other people. Like me and my BFFs have a group chat, and we don't really spend all day talking caca about people. Like, we talk about things going on in our lives. Sometimes we talk about current events. We talk about arts and crafts, energy, all sorts of different things. But it's never an environment of just consistently looking for people to badmouth about. Like, I wouldn't, no, you wouldn't be my BFF if that was the case, and that's their same mindset. Like, no. So I love it. Feels like home. They feel like home. I know I can be myself and be neurotic and chaotic within myself, and they're just like, you should probably breathe. I love it. It's time for you to shine. Your shine is already evident for most people that come across you, but you've been afraid to move forward. So you're still in that place of hesitation, possibly that fear that has to do with whatever limitations you're participating in as a human. Yes, you are a human. I believe that 100%. But also, yes, you are a divine spark of this omnipotent, omnipresent, omnipowerful consciousness. Be balanced, be both. You know what I'm saying? Be balanced, be both. I can be extremely evolved and extremely zen, but I could also be ratchet AF. I do both, baby boo. Depends. Which angle are you approaching me? Are you crooked right now? I might need to straighten you out. Unless you're designed to be crooked, at which point, I don't know if I need that in my life. I don't need that tool right now. Mhm. I see opportunities like that as tools to grow me. When my life presents me situations that I struggle through, that I struggle to understand, that's an opportunity for me to expand my understanding of myself and my place within my life. I no longer see it as like, why do people do this to me? I'm a good person. No, I see it as I'm a good person. And man, my learning is profound today. Like, wow, these are some profound lessons that my soul. Can I take a nap? Because this is a little much today. You know, you gotta just let yourself be honest. Okay. Limitless and crown energy. Again, they're in reverse. So this is telling me that maybe these messages that you're receiving from your soul, it's something that you're not quite realizing are messages from your soul, and it's causing this sense of limitation within you. Sometimes, okay, so you see this gorgeous shelf? I got it as a gift. Thank you. I love it. It totally changed the whole atmosphere of this space. I love this shelf, right? And you have to build it. And I have dyslexia. Like seriously. Do you know how many times I had to take it apart only to put it back together, only to realize dyslexia hit again? And I was putting the pieces upside down and I was like, "No!" and I gave myself a tension headache. And then I was like, listen, do you want the shelf? So knock it off. Figure it out. Which parts are upside down and which parts are not? Okay, you got to figure it out. Fix it. Okay, you fixed it. There you go. Tighten everything up, but don't over tighten and crack the bamboo. And so I did. And then it was done. And I was like, I love it. And then the rest of the day, I was like, yes, plants have a new home. Yeah. And it's been amazing since. But see, I had to put the effort into that. I had to allow myself to be frustrated with myself because I wasn't paying attention. I've had dyslexia my whole life. It's not a new thing. It's not a new thing for me. So if I can be hyper aware through basically my entire childhood, because I hid it from all the teachers. If I can do that, then I can calm myself down enough to be able to construct a simple shelf. It wasn't that simple, but still. I like puzzles. So I was so in a rush to get it done because I was so excited that I messed myself up. Don't be so excited that your excitement becomes detrimental to your process. That's what I'm trying to get at. Don't be so excited that your process is negatively affected because now you're not paying attention. See, progression sigil in reverse. Andaran activation and Blu-ray awakening. Andaran activation is in reverse. The Andarans are coming back down. I might talk about that in an Emmy Talk episode, an ET Talk episode, Emmy Theory Talk. The twin ray healing is coming with the Andarans. The shifts are coming. The shifts are coming. That healing is taking place. The pathways are being dilated, and a lot of the goodness that's going to be coming, a lot of the reason why many of us are being primed for this process of situating you to receive a form of abundance. It has to do with that. So self-acceptance and rejuvenation. Sometimes as part of your process of accepting yourself, you have to pull your energy back into your core, kind of like a cactus, keeping all of that very important energy in their core. They're conserving. So your sense of self is going to be renewed. You're going to go from a duality and enter into a totality. Okay. So people be like, well, I'm the sun, I'm the moon. I'm an individuated matrix, existing nestled in a pre existing matrix. I am my own time and space. I'm a quantum anomaly in a linear world, learning through my neurodivergence. Let's stop with that. Be everything. Be the whole thing. I'm all the celestial bodies within my own sky. When you know you are the sky, do you get intimidated by storms? You're not bothered by them. You observe them, you witness them, but they don't threaten your existence. When has even a hurricane threatened the existence of the sky? Never. These are but blips in your history of witnessing. So witness it. It's going to come in and come out. And then it'll be done. Allow yourself to be renewed within that space of totality. Fire cleanser in reverse. All of the coding is being cleansed before it comes down. Oh my gosh. This has to do with the 8-8 portal. Okay. That's going to definitely accelerate everything into a new dimension. New dimensions. So many of us are being prepared to begin our existence in a new way. We're going to be existing in a new way, a different way, a way that's more in alignment with the real way we were designed to exist. It's up to you if you want to comply or not. Truly, it's up to you. All right. And then, where is my other one? No. Okay, Kali it is. All right, let's start with Kali and then we'll end with Rumi. Okay. So, are you guys loving this new format that I'm trying out? Okay. Ooh. What is this? When's the next blood moon? Do y'all know? Does anyone know when there's going to be another blood moon? Change is about to be initiated during that blood moon. Okay. Just read. Here it is. Card number 5, Guna Tantrika. The Divine Mother manifests the cure for when we feel overwhelmed or confused, or when we feel we're falling apart or locked into stagnation. She is a superior medicine. Even when we may not be sure what is needed to bring ourselves back into balance, she holds the answers. Tune into your heart, and there you will find her sacred prescription. Trust your inner guiding sense of what to do or not do next. Trust that a better order is being established. A better order is being established. Okay. So your life is being reordered. Guna Tantrika is Kali, is the medicine mother. She generates and regulates the 3 inherent qualities within all phenomena, including our body, mind, and soul. These 3 qualities are known as the 3 gunas, sattva, raja, tamas. As sattva, Kali is a peaceful detachment and contentment in the moment. She is a fire of rajas, the energy for taking action and hustling for our sacred manifestation. When our actions rest upon a pure-hearted foundation, our activities can become enlightened, bringing spiritual benefit to all beings, even if we don't always recognize a positive and far-reaching impact of our actions at the time. When we need to slow down to heal, ground ourselves, and regroup, Kali is tamas, the heaviness that allows energy to settle. This is the temporary inertia that stills momentum and allows for deep restoration and renewal. So for those who have been in this space of like, I feel so stagnant, I feel like I haven't progressed at all, you're in that tamas, the temporary inertia that stills momentum and allows for deep restoration and renewal. You are being reformed from the inside out. Allow it. Allow it. The freedom to take rest helps us stay the course for however long is needed to manifest our destiny without becoming desperate, despairing, or exhausted. In such rest, we reset, accessing the courage to drop our attachment to external support systems and even our own plans. We then become increasingly able to allow rather than trying to direct and control the manifestation of her divine plan through us. As we call upon her, Kali, strengthen these qualities within. Listen to your heart for her guidance. Do you need to be peaceful, to take action, to let go and regroup? Your inner wisdom is her voice guiding you. Okay. I hate these dang gnats. One of the things that I hate about living in an indoor jungle, because my home is an indoor jungle, are sometimes you get gnats. Irritates me. It's okay. I have about 400 new seeds coming. Husband's gonna love that. That doesn't include the thousands of seeds I have in my seed vault. I am never going to starve. All right, let's pick one more card. Thank you for that, Tanya. So November. Ooh. Hold on. Blood moon. Okay. So let's just look at this. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay. There is the prenumbral eclipse. My laptop doesn't want me to know. My eye is starting to twitch. I'm starting to stutter. Tanya, what date in November? Do you guys know? My eye is really starting to twitch. And my nose is starting to itch. Okay. Okay. If one of you guys could please look up what exact date the next blood moon is in. November 7th through 8th. Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Okay. Card number 27. 2 is a number of guidance. 7 is a number of completion. You're being guided to complete the circle, the circuit. Card number 27, the angel Rasbar. Tell me the truth, I asked love. What are you? I am the everlasting life, love said. I am the recurring joy of living. The master speaks of a den of riches where many precious jewels can be found. In abundance they lie, patient and yet ready to be claimed. Go scoop them up, urges the master. The devoted ones look but cannot see. Where are those precious jewels, they cry, for we cannot find them anywhere. The master gazes lovingly at the devoted ones and responds kindly. In service, my beloveds, you shall find the jewels through service. For what is the soul but the finest and most precious of heavenly jewels? What is service but the scooping up of the soul that it does not lie lost nor unclaimed, but instead honored for all its precious worth and beauty? tended to, until it becomes vibrant as a flawless ruby, radiant with the joy of living. Divine contribution is offered to those who wish to contribute to the world. The great beloved sees this in your heart, what it is you wish to offer, and is saying yes. So you're being empowered to serve, to assist, to offer a genuine spiritual contribution to this planet, to become a sacred hand at work for the will of heaven. Such is a capacity bestowed upon the soul that it's wise and filled with love, and therefore desiring to serve. So then do not doubt yourself, beloved. You've been blessed with this by the Master to find the precious jewel of your own soul and claim it. Cast aside your doubts. Yet perhaps this is not easy for you to do. Perhaps you look at the world, even your chosen field of endeavor, and already you hear so many voices speaking. You may wonder if your own contribution would simply add noise to a cacophony. You may wonder if you can really help, if you have anything genuine to add, or if there's just too much noise anyway. You may hesitate and become fearful. Do not despair. It's part of your divine destiny to add something of great value to the world, something that has its place even amongst all that activity, something needed absolutely in the hearts of all. That precious gift is the true silence. The true silence is peace. It is a living experience of the eternal love of the divine that asks nothing but to be received and gives of itself unconditionally. That silence is present underneath even the most noise, if you know how to access it. The true silence can only be felt through the beautiful feeling heart. When you know how to feel for it, to surrender into it, you can transmit silence in many ways. Through the peace you cultivate in your heart, in your own daily living, through your presence, through your art, even through your voice, written, sung, or spoken. Yes, even through sound, if that's your path of service. Silence can emanate through your voice, and divine silence can be felt in the hearts of others. The true and great silence, as you may now realize, my dear angel, is not the absence of sound. It's the experience of the divine presence of love. So shall you trust in the wisdom of the Master who bids you to serve according to the graces you have been given. Will you choose to put aside your doubts and instead believe in yourself and the power of divine love that will reach out to the world through your willing soul? Yes, I knew your brave heart would accept this empowerment. I knew you wanted to serve more than you wanted to fear. Whatever is in your heart is the method by which the great jewel shall be collected. The Master teaches us that we are built to serve according to a higher perfection. So if to dance is in your heart, then dance. Be open and free. Do not hide. Dance. If prayer is in your heart, then pray. If you can feed the poor with food, if you can give the despairing kindness, the lost your words, and those who have turned away from the great Master a healing touch, then do so. Do so without doubt, without having to be the best or the greatest or any other notion your mind conjures. Just be willing. Willingness, not perfection, is required from you. So then there is room for freedom to awaken in you. Willingness opens you to divine assistance, and through that empowerment, an even greater joy of being will grow within your sacred heart. Your service can flow from simply being yourself in the world completely and utterly. Your radiance can become one with the sacred candles of the Holy Master. There are many candles that hold the Master's light, and yet each one of them is precious beyond compare. Be such a light. Scoop up the jewels through your service, and do not render yourself incapable through nightmares of false imaginings and smallness of mind. Your heart is too big for your mind, and it will break it open. Do you think you only serve love and are not to also be served by love? The helpers are always helped. This is love's way. Do you feel as though you're a foreigner in this land? Angel Rasbar shall show you the way then, for she knows you from a long, long time ago, though you might have temporarily forgotten the acquaintance. She's a great hostess and guide in this terrain of divine love, and she remembers you. You who are great of heart and capable of contribution. You who are now signing up for service in the great work of love. Yes, there's work for you to do. Your purpose is bestowed. Serve, assist, do not hold back for any reason. Not one reason you could imagine is worthy of you. So then aliveness, so then service, so then joy. Help and be helped. That's the way for you now. This oracle comes to you with guidance. You're being guided deeper into your life purpose and life destiny. Like a maturing adult who's ready to take on the mantle of a greater responsibility, your soul is stepping up. You're going through a process of assuming more spiritual responsibility for the honest and empowered expression of your own essence. And through that, your healing presence in the world is increasing. You are stepping up and forward onto your path. This is appropriate now. It will make you more visible, but that is as it should be. It's not about being worth more than another. It's about the utterly sensible use of a light that it not be dampened down by a shade, but instead be placed where it can cast its fullness so that others, still in darkness, may find their way more easily. This is efficient, intelligent, and sensible. Your success and growth is drenched in compassion and brings joy to the heart of the master as another and another find their way, benefiting from the light of your being. So shine true, be humble but not dismissive of your gifts. Allow others to find their way more easily because you choose to honor the power of the great silence that emanates through you, evermore as you trust and surrender. This oracle brings special messages of reassurance that you are making progress and indeed are on the right path. Although it may not unfold exactly as you anticipate, it will indeed unfold. You're making a positive impact in the world more than you consciously realize. And you're asked, therefore, to continue. Do not give up. Do not turn back. Just continue. Take your steps, your journey, and know the great master is aware of you and is sending the holy ones, including the wise ancient mother, Angel Razbar, to bring you the blessing of the one true silence now. Let it clear and soothe your mind and heart and help you remember that peace dwells within you. All is well. All is well. Everything is happening as it should. And for those of us who allow ourselves to be convinced that your proper place of service is at the feet, beneath the heels of the people who cannot even see, I ask you to reconsider. I ask you to stop hiding your light. I ask you to stop dimming your shine because people, many of them, are waiting for you to be placed in your proper placement so that your light can be used in the most efficient manner. For many of us who are here to help the world in its process of self-healing, you are to be witness, nothing more. So don't be afraid. Trust people to know what your proper place in their life is. Trust them to use your light responsibly. Trust them to choose their sovereignty. One of the most powerful things I realized on my journey is that it is not my place to tell people how to receive me. It is not my place to assume that I will blind you with my light. It is my place to simply exist and to invite you to choose for yourself how you will receive me, if you will receive me, and how much of my light you're comfortable witnessing. And as people who have lived in caves of self-doubt, of separation, when you first begin to witness someone's light, it can be blinding, it can be uncomfortable, but I believe in your ability to acclimate. Excuse me. I believe in your ability to go beyond what you feel is comfortable for you. Eventually, you will see clearly. And that's all I could ever ask. For you to be able to see clearly with or without my light. I want you to be able to see. So guys, allow yourself to accept whatever this offer is. If this offer is romance, then it's romance. If this offer is platonic, if this offer is business, allow it to be what it is. Don't make it into something other than what it is. And you won't know what it is until you are well into that experience, deep in it. And once you experience enough to begin to identify, respond accordingly. When you're being given the opportunity to, why is my shirt all crooked? If you're being given the opportunity to experience a hardship at the hands of someone else to learn your strength, learn quickly so you can lessen the length of that hardship. If you are being brought to someone to help them learn through you having boundaries, speaking your truth, making your needs known, making your desire for dignity and respect known, then that's what you're there for. Stop being afraid of what you were created to be for them. Stop. Stop. Stop trying to be something outside of who you already are. The process you're in is not making you into something you are. You were born with a potential, and you spend your life digging it up. You've always had this inside you. You're simply going through the process of shedding the layers that keep it obscured from you. But even if you can't see it yourself, I promise you, so many people in this world can see it. And they will treat you in accordance with how it affects their insecurities and ego. For those who are ready to rise right along beside you, they will be inspired. They will be empowered witnessing you. They will see you as a template for their own rise and how they can do it for themselves. And for those who are run by their insecurities, well, they'll see you as a competition. They'll have not so nice things to say. Don't waste your time on that. Stay busy achieving what you're here to achieve. Bring your abundance home. If that's abundance of love, so be it. If that's abundance in finances, so be it. If that's abundance in purpose, so be it. If that's abundance in everything, so be it with a smile. This was an amazing talk with you guys. I've been thoroughly enjoying this space and all of you. If you haven't already subscribed or followed me on Facebook and on YouTube, please do so. I would love for you to please bookmark my website, meevolving.com. I am preparing to launch a few projects that are completely free. And you need to be a part of that so I can send you an announcement. Hello. Hello. And if you do that, you should be getting newsletters soon. I'm going to start that up again. It's been quite some time since I've sent newsletters, and I've never sent one on our new platform. I've been so busy with all of my different projects going on, but definitely we'll be sending newsletters very soon, sharing information, sharing opportunities for events and things like that. If you are struggling through chronic pain, whether it be emotional pain or physical pain, I have an event that's coming up in about 2 weeks. And this is a very, very powerful event. If you've never experienced my energy work, this would be an extremely mind-blowing first event to experience. And it is a comfort care meditation. During this 90-minute meditative experience, it's going to be a virtual experience. I'm going to be working on your morphogenetic templates as a group. And I'm going to be recalibrating things that should help with chronic pain, whether your chronic pain is due to trapped emotions or a physiological circumstance. The work that I'm going to do has the capacity to assist with the energetic causation of that. There's no reason you have to continue to hurt. It's just there's no reason for that. If we can do the work that's necessary to correct the situation that caused it, the energetic situation that caused it, I think we should. I think we should. If you want to be a part of that, let me get you guys a link. Hold on really quick. Oopsie. I don't know. Let me get you guys a link. Comfort Care. Here. Oops. Yeah. Let's see. There it is. If you want to sign up for this, there's still a few spots left. And I'm going to put it on the screen. All right. Live event to alleviate chronic pain. Go to k33academy.com/store/comfort-care-meditation event. And you can sign up for that. I've had quite a bit of success assisting people with things like chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, a lot of connective tissue problems, a lot of trapped emotions, trapped emotional traumas, things like that. One day I'll begin really speaking about my true body of work. I'm not a tarot card reader, although I excel at giving clarity. That's not my actual calling. My soul has me do these readings in the mornings because I need to practice being witnessed. And I'm very awkward if I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And my soul doesn't want me to read from a piece of paper. And so a conversation is initiated before I begin the live stream, and that's the topic, that's the title. And then the cards, it quiets down my ADHD, and my soul begins to speak freely to me, and I am able to hear it, feel it, sense it. My true body of work has to do with morphogenetic work. I am a morphogenetic engineer. I am a pioneer in the field. And I have done extensive work on all the body systems. These are medically documented things that I've been able to assist people with. I'm not claiming to be a healer. I'm claiming the truth of my identity as a facilitator. I can facilitate your self-healing journey. I can help you to alleviate the symptoms that you're experiencing if you allow. And that's the beautiful thing. I was created in such a way that I will not force healing on you. I will invite you to allow me. And if you choose not to, then I won't. But if you choose to, I absolutely will. I absolutely will. And anyone that's worked with me doing this type of recalibration, you already know. Anyone who has had me help them with physical pain, you already know. I don't share these things out of ego. I would rather no one knows. But what I would rather, if it conflicts with the offer being presented to me by my soul in this moment, this offer of having less anxiety, less fear of who I am by simply openly sharing, then I must take my soul up on that offer. That's an offer that's worthy of me. A life of less struggle is a life that's worthy of me. And I hope you guys have seen it. I hope you guys have seen the shifting and the changing because of your interaction with me. I'm not saying that I'm doing that for you. I'm saying that when you allow, and the person you allow has integrity, when that person honors your sovereignty, beautiful healing is initiated, and it's sustained until one day you wake up and your life is different in a way that makes you smile, that makes you feel more comfortable and more safe in your own skin, in your own life. I mean, that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And that's the kind of thing that I would love for everyone to experience. That's the goal of this event. That is a goal. There's still a few spots left. If you would like to be part of that, it's a comfort care meditation. You can find it on the K33 Academy. I made sure that the tickets are very reasonable for less than the cost of an average expedite. You can gain access to this exclusive event. Okay. You can gain access to this exclusive event, and you'll have access to the recorded content for at least 1 month. That's like me working on you for at least 1 month. You can watch it multiple times a day if you want. And every time you watch it, my energy is recorded. The recodement is recorded. And it will be the equivalent of me doing it to you again every single time you watch it. Let's see how your life changes when you watch this every day for a month. Let's see if your pain returns. You see, oftentimes when I do expedites for people and I do work to recalibrate their pain, it stays for maybe an hour, 2 hours, half a day. Sometimes it stays only until the live stream is done. Why is that? That's how long it takes you to stop believing in yourself. Your belief in me suspends your disbelief in yourself. Let me do the work for you, and then believe in yourself. And it sticks. It stays. It stays. I'm ready for the world to heal in a way that's not painful. I think events like this are the first step. I feel that very strongly. Events like this, events, workshops where I teach you how to work your own energy, those types of things, they're life-altering if you allow it to be. If you apply what you learn with me, you're tapping into the potential to change your life forever, permanently. I can show you, but I cannot do for you. That's not within my realm of authority. It's just not. You're a sovereign, and you must always be treated as such. So guys, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe so that you can comment. I hope you guys are enjoying the subscriber only format. It creates way more peace for me in my heart. I love it. And it ensures you guys know when I go live, so you get that notification. I hear very, very often people have been looking for me for some time. They can't find me because what happened was they cried out to their soul, and suddenly here's my video, and they watched it and it was profound. And then suddenly, because they forgot to subscribe, they can't find me anymore. I'm on a shadow ban. I have been for about 18 months to 2 years. You know why? Because I'm controversial. What makes me controversial? I don't talk about current events or any of that. Because I empower you. And they don't want you to have access to me. I don't give a damn what they want or don't want. I don't care if I'm shadow banned. I will still live stream every day, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, every day, Sunday to Sunday. I am here. Join me every day, notification or not. Every day I am here. We are here. Join me. every day. Continue your process of empowering yourself. Who cares what they want? If you don't want it to, you don't have to have that. You don't have to have that sense of being alone. You don't have to feel alone anymore. We've created an entire community here and on other websites. I promise you guys, if YouTube ever takes this channel down, you know how I'm going to wild out? By using my private platform that I already have established. Yeah. I can live stream on my private website, meevolving.com. I also have podcasts that are spread out on every single podcasting platform possible. They're not going to shut me up anymore, and they're not going to hide me away. If you can't find me, simply look for Emmy Evolving, and you will absolutely find me everywhere. I don't talk about it much because to me it's nonsensical to talk about it. I'm on Amazon. I'm on Spotify, iHeartRadio. I'm on Apple Music. I'm on iTunes. Yeah, all of that. I'm on all of that. All you got to do is look for Emmy Evolving. I'm on all of that. You're on SoundCloud? So am I. I'm on all of that. There's no reason you can't ever find me. I won't stop. As long as at least one person needs to hear something I have to say, I will never shut up. Ever. Ever. So guys, find that courage the way I did. I'm an introvert in real life. I hope you know that. I have to find my courage every morning to speak my truth. And look how worth it is. Things that you think are not worth it, and what difference does it make? I promise you it makes so much difference. I promise you it makes a difference, not just for you, but the people who you allow to witness you. I never thought finding my courage would create a community I don't have to pretend to be a part of. I feel like I'm the soil that your roots are buried in. What an honor. What an honor that all of the things within me that have decayed, the things that have broken down because of other people, because of myself, because of life, has turned into the very soil that's promoting your growth. Everyone wants to be the beautiful flower, failing to realize the flower cannot exist without a healthy soil. I'm okay with being that. I don't need to be seen. I don't need to be heard. I simply need to function in the way I was designed to. Sitting in a place of peace, speaking truth in whatever way the truth asks to be delivered. That was the offer presented to me, and I accepted it. And my life has blossomed since. It was scary. I didn't think I could. And here I am doing it every day. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to learn firsthand just how strong I am and just how much I can overcome. And I fully believe you can do that too. I have no doubt in my mind that you can do that as well. No doubt at all. How long it will take you that, I don't know. Depends on you. Are you stubborn like me? Some serious stuff has to happen before you comply if you're stubborn like me. But yeah. Let's keep at it. 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every day. Every day. I'm here. You can find me everywhere. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everyone.